Welcome back, students, as I come before you with another chapter that is of standard 7, lesson number 6. So this is what? The physical and the chemical changes. Did anything click in your mind, or do you think something different? What is physical and chemical changes? In the day-to-day life also, there is a physical change and the chemical change. The physical change, as we can also say that is one is reversible and irreversible. This chapter is linked with the chapter number 5. So let us move ahead. As the changes around us, you need to understand what are the changes around us. That in a daily life, we come across several changes. What are these? As you can see, that is dissolving of a sugar in water, salt in water, then making of curd, cutting of a paper, then stretching a rubber band, melting of ice, and melting of a candle. Now, the examples are listed in front of you. There are many examples if you look around. So, dissolving the sugar in water, formation of curd from a milk, cooking of food, cutting of a piece of paper, stretching a rubber band, then melting of the ice, melting of wax, boiling of water, then rusting of iron. As you all can see, when we buy the new things of any that is made up of iron, it is very bright in color, the shining. But as the time spent due to the moisture contained in the air, it starts rusting. That means a change is there. So we will deal with about all these changes in this chapter. How these changes are coming. Now, you need to understand the types of changes. The change is there. The life is itself changing. But what type of change is that? That is a physical change or chemical change. Now, what you need to understand, what do you mean by physical changes? Physical change in which no new substances formed. No new substance is not there. Physically, that means that physically remains same. As if you draw something on a paper, that paper still remains the paper, no physical change is there. If you make a aeroplane with the paper, so the no physical change, that is only physically you are changing it, not chemically you are changing. When you unfold the paper still remains the same. Chemical change is change in which new substances formed. So here the difference is physical change, no new substances formed, but in chemical, new substances formed. Now let's see. Physical changes, the change in which new substances formed. As I told, new substances formed in the physical changes, and the physical properties which we consider, that is change in the shape, size or the state. These things that substances changes. For example, if you cut a paper into pieces or melt ice, boil water, stretching a rubber band, all these are, that is a physical change. Now, melting of ice, boiling of water, stretching of rubber band, these all are the example of the physical changes, and these are reversible. If you make a ice from water, when you keep the ice in the open room temperature, it will melt, it will convert into water. There is a change in the state, but still it remains the same. So this is what physical change, reversible change. As you can see here, the different physical changes when stretching a rubber band, breaking a glass, these all are physical changes. Now LPG, that is full form is liquefied petroleum gas, from the liquid form in a cylinder. In which form it is present in cylinders? As you will say that this is a gas, but in cylinders it is present in the liquid form. As you release the nozzle from the top, under the pressure, as slowly you are releasing the pressure from the cylinder, the liquid is being changed into the gas form. In the gaseous form, when it comes out of the cylinder into the gas stove. These are the sources from where the oil, crude oil we get, and from the crude oil, in the refinery at different levels we get the different oil, that is fuel oil, and here the paraffin wax. This is under refinery. LPG gas is produced by heating indirectly petroleum, the crude oil. When crude oil is heated indirectly, then what is formed? Yes, this is the LPG, the liquefied petroleum gas. Okay. Liquefied petroleum gas from liquid form in cylinder, and it turns into gaseous form. When it comes out of cylinder, that it comes in the form of gas. As you can see, in cylinder LPG is present in the liquid form. Now when I release this nozzle, now it is under pressure. As this pressure is slowly released, this liquid is changed into gas and it comes out in the gas form. Now what is next? Chemical changes. Chemical changes, that is a change in the chemical structure. The chemicality has been changed, in the new substance is formed, and this change when occurs, it is not reversed, it is irreversible change. What we can consider? Rusting of iron, burning of wood, formation of curd from milk, and cooking of food. Can you think that if you make a curd, if your mother had made the curd, you are asking that I want the milk again, it can be converted? No, this is a irreversible change. So what happened there? There happens, what is chemical change occurs there. Now during the chemical change, few changes takes place. What are these? You should know about this. So the formation of new substance, like from the milk you make a curd. Now milk and the curd is a new substance here. Now heat or light may be absorbed or released. During this process, during a chemical process, chemical change, some heat is released or some heat is being absorbed. Then sound may be also produced. The color change may also takes place, as in case of say for example, when we burn a paper, you will find that the sound of the burning of wood and then sound of burning a cracker also comes. That is a chemical change. Now color also changes. Earlier the wood was brown in color. When after burning, it converts into ashes and its color is totally different. And the change in the smell also takes place. When you burn a paper, earlier the paper smell was different, but when you are burning a paper, the smell comes that is totally different. So the change in the smell and the gas may also be formed. During burning of wood, what happens? It turns into ashes and as well as carbon dioxide gas is released. So these are the changes that takes place in the chemical change. Now see over here, burning of wood, rusting of iron, and when we cook the food, totally what is happening? New substances being formed. And how this is possible? When heat is being absorbed here or heat is being evolved. So these are the different things that leads to the chemical changes. Now the examples of chemical change, the spoilage of food. When you keep the food for the long time, it gets smell, bad smell come out, it becomes stale. So this is a form of chemical change. Now cut surface of the apple, if you leave the surface as such, if you keep the apples in the cut form as such, after some time what you will see? It turns into black. Just likewise the potatoes and the brinjal, they turn black in color. Why this happens? Because the chemical change occurs over there. Now the cut surface of brinjal and potato, as I say you, they turn into black color. Photosynthesis, this we have studied in the first chapter, photosynthesis. The plants, the producers, the leaves, they use carbon dioxide and water and sunlight, and in the presence of chlorophyll, they convert into the, yes, what is that? Glucose. So what ultimately we are getting? We use the different products and the different product is formed, and that is a chemical change. New substances formed. And another, that is a process of digestion. Neutralization process in the previous acid bases we have studied. The explosion of firework, then formation of biogas from the animal waste and the burning of biogas. All these examples, these are of the chemical changes. I think it is understood to you what is a chemical change. Now here, this is another example. This, the burning of magnesium ribbon. This we will take in the next video. Till now, this video is all about what is a physical change and the chemical change. I think it is understood you that physical is a reversible change, no new substances formed, and in chemical changes they are irreversible change and new substances are formed, different forms of reactions and chemical processes takes place. We'll come back with another topic dealing with the physical and chemical changes. Stay tuned with us. Thank you.